Good morning. Today, you guys have an exciting lesson. Uh, we're going to be learning about the ode. The ode is a style of poetry that is really very open to creativity and something that I think you guys will really like. So let's get into the particulars of what an ode is. Okay, odes are written in celebration of someone or something. So typically, you could have like an ode to Barack Obama, or an ode to St. Patrick's Day, or an ode to baseball, something like that. So it's very open. They're used to demonstrate a celebration or passion for this thing, like sports, books, music, pets, cheese, etc. So everybody will have something that they can write about, and that's really the interesting part of an ode poem. The point of the ode is that it is an unashamed love song to a thing that the writer cares for dearly. So when you think about it, as you're coming up with your ideas, it should be easy to figure out what you'd like to write about because it's something that you really enjoy and you're really passionate about. So what are you going to do in class today? All right, the substitute is going to pass out the ode assignment. And there are two parts to it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a partner or a group of three. And as soon as you have that, you're going to annotate the ode to autumn in partners. You're going to look through it, read it together, and specifically be looking for and noting the following poetry devices. You're going to be looking at rhyme scheme. Okay, remember that rhyme scheme is the repetition of sounds at the end of a line or verse. So, looking for rhyming in any type of figurative language, and that would be covered in, it could be personification, simile, metaphor, all those terms that you guys are really familiar with. Look for those things, kind of point them out, and then ask yourself, well, why did the poet use those things? You're going to be looking for the poem's meaning, the theme. Okay, what is the ode to autumn trying to say? What's the deeper meaning there? You're going to use the following slide to follow the annotations, and that will explain to you how to mark your paper. Now, you should recognize this from when we annotated the telltale heart. So you're going to want to underline the major points. You would circle keywords or phrases that are confusing or unknown to you. You put a question mark for questions that you have during the reading. And then, you can write that question out in the margin of the paper. Anytime you find something in the ode that you find is interesting, put an exclamation mark if something surprised you, and briefly note why it caught your attention. Draw arrows when you make a connection to something in the poem or an idea or experience outside the text, and then just mark up the pages. And so that will really allow you to kind of take it apart and really kind of get into that deeper meaning of the poem, which is going to help you understand it more. Secondly, after you've annotated the ode to autumn, you're going to turn the paper over and discuss how personification is used in the ode to chocolate with your partner. So kind of different. Whereas ode to autumn is about a season that's a little bit kind of more abstract. Chocolate is very, it's a food. It's something that, unless you're allergic to it or you're a dog, you probably really like chocolate. So you might be able to relate a little bit more to the ode to chocolate. So what you're going to do is you're going to read the ode to chocolate with your partner. You're going to ask yourself, well, what effect did the personification have on the poem? There's personification used in the ode to chocolate. Kind of discuss what that means and what was the poet trying to do there. Was the poem more interesting as a result of the personification? Why or why not? And did the poetry cause you to think differently about chocolate? It's kind of writing about chocolate in a little bit of an abstract way, and it's kind of interesting. what is the poet trying to compare chocolate to? That's kind of interesting. Then finally, your homework assignment is explained on the bottom of the page, and it's going to be due on Friday to share. So if we look at the ode here, we've got, this is the directions on annotating the Ode to Autumn by John Keats. So you're going to do that with your group first. Then you're going to turn it over. You're going to analyze the Ode to Chocolate, keeping in mind what effect did the personification have on it. And then your homework down here says, write an ode to a specific food that you're incredibly passionate about. Basically, writing a love poem about that celebrates food. And then on your sheets, there's you'll be writing a second ode about something else that you're really passionate about. So looking at some tips for it, don't be afraid to use personification. You can use rhyme. You don't have to. If you do use a rhyme scheme, try to make it creative and fun. So that is what you guys will be doing today, and I think that you will really enjoy it. Again, those poems are going to be due on Friday, shared with me in Google Classroom. So, if you have questions, feel free to ask, but have fun with it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what sort of creative things that you guys come up with.